Dzień dobry from the beautiful and modern Warsaw or Warsaw. And today we are gonna be exploring a different part of the city. Well, actually a part that we haven't really explored before. We're gonna be checking out some of the things you guys suggested to us. We're gonna be enjoying a sunny but rather chilly day here in Warsaw, see what it can offer to us, and hopefully find something interesting about this very modern and interesting city. And here we are in a new neighborhood, at least to us, called Mirów. And this is obviously, it's a neighborhood that looks very different from some of the other neighborhoods that we frequented before. Has these cool buildings there in the distance, has a couple of these office buildings, really modern office buildings. And down the street you kind of have your typical residential slash some businesses. You have your obligatory Żabka in front as well. And in this neighborhood you can see a bunch of different residential buildings. So you have this style, you have those styles, and then you have this styles with the open balconies, kind of the older style, not like truly modern. And what I like about this style right here with the balconies is that you can immediately see what people have, what they're storing outside. You can see all the stuff they're storing, because a lot of times these balconies are going to be wide open, and so you can just peek through and see what kind of stuff people have outside. It's an interesting style for sure. And you have that building on the corner. That's a cool building. I like those corner apartments, right? Because you have view on both streets there. And once again, you kind of have these open balconies. Now, the thing about Ukraine, and I suppose, most of Eastern Europe, like Moldova as well, is that in Ukraine, people like to cover up their balconies. This is a very common thing. So what they do is they create another room on their balcony, right? They basically cover it up with wood or something else, and essentially it becomes like another room. And the purpose of that is, well, there are a couple of things. Number one is that it allows you to go on the balcony when it's cold outside. So like in the winters, you can go over there and you can put all your storage, you can, whatever, spend time there. You can go out on your balcony, look outside without opening the window, right? The window that you installed, the second window. Because if you didn't have that, you can't really go outside. It's going to be really, really cold. And the second reason people like to do that in Eastern Europe is that it allows them to have another room for storage. That way they can put all this stuff that they don't really need, boxes, equipment, random stuff they don't really need, out on the balcony. It's kind of that out of sight, out of mind situation. And as a result, you have, in Eastern Europe, you have a lot of these balconies that, people create, these closed balconies. And you can see they have all kinds of like old boxes there, old stuff. And honestly, we're not big fans of that, because it just, it changes kind of how the city looks, how the balconies look. It's not, you don't want to like walk around the city and look at different buildings and houses and seeing people's like old TV boxes, right? Like just sticking out. Thankfully, that is not a problem when it comes to modern developments, right? Because it looks awesome. For instance, like this building right there, it has an open balcony, but it looks amazing. Or this one right here, really open balcony, looks awesome, right? Completely different, completely nice. And one thing I want to say is that we were just over there, and you have kind of these older buildings, and we just walk like, a block, and you have these newer developments. Now, I know you guys might say, well, okay, that's how it is, but I can tell you, coming from Kiev, you don't really see that a lot. you don't see that a lot at all. You have very, very few modern developments. Here we are at the Fabrika Nor Blina. Gonna be checking out what this is. This was highly recommended. and we haven't been here yet, so hopefully it's pretty interesting inside. And here we are in what looks like to be a little city within a city, which is really, really cool. Can't wait to explore this further. You got some modern buildings up there, and you have this kind of old school style here. So what do we got? We got a box office, we got a bio bazaar, food town, kinogram, sklepy, museum fabriki, Norblina, a bunch of budynaks. Lots of stuff happening here. This place is huge. They got an Apple museum here. That's awesome. Looks like they're setting it up or whatnot. But I would love to check out an Apple museum. I would honestly be up for that. I would be down for that. Decided to check out this retro Warsaw exhibit here because we want to see what Warsaw was like back in the day. And they have these projectors here, which is kind of cool. And you know, I always wanted to know what was like Warsaw, you know, years ago. What was it like, you know, 50 years ago or 60 years ago? And here you have film documentary films. Filmy dokumentalne. Yeah, okay, you can sit here and you can watch the movie. And I gotta say, this place is really amazing. What they did here is like, she told us it's gonna take us 45 minutes to kind of see all the exhibits here, the projectors. And what they did here, seriously, this place is no joke. This is good stuff. I mean, you can learn so much about how Warsaw looked like before and how people were, how, you know, how people lived their lives years ago. Wow, they got even tables here that you could sit just like how it was, like you were sitting in the restaurant or at the show, maybe a musical. And here we are enjoying the show, the musical, the nightlife in Adria. There you go. How beautiful is that? Well, that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. We spent like 30-40 minutes there, and it was definitely worth it because they've done a really good job of kind of recreating that experience of how it was back in the 30s, the 20s, etc. Really, really good. Recommend it for sure. This place is awesome. Like, they've done an amazing job here inside. It's an attraction all by itself. They got some tables over there, maybe a restaurant or some food court. Oh, there's some food court, I think. There's the food court. And just walking around, I got a little hungry. Are you hungry, Maureen?
A little.
A little bit, all right. So a little bit for Marina and a lot for me probably. We got Buena Vista. Buena Vista is actually a really well-known bar lounge in Kiev. Really good place. They play salsa over there. Buena Vista, it means good view. We got sushi, we got ramen, curry. We got the whole world over here, you know? Warsaw represents the whole world. Whatever you want. We got a bar on the other side. So we're definitely gonna be having something. What are we gonna have? What do you feel like? We gotta think. We gotta decide, guys. Give us a minute, guys. Give us a minute. We gotta think. Everything looks good, man.
Everything is good.
Everything looks amazing. So kurczak huli huli maybe, Jamaican jerk pork.
вот этот.
Yeah, let's try that one, the kurczak huli huli. And
10
we,
to 15 minutes for
Yeah.
this dish.
okay. So we'll have one huli huli. And what about the Jamaican jerk pork?
Yeah, very good also.
Okay, man.
One huli huli.
And one pork.
One pork.
Yeah, one
Okay.
pork.
Something to drink?
Something to drink. I don't know. Maybe something. Yeah, lemonade.
Lemonade.
One kombucha and one lemonade.
One kombucha.
And one
Lemonade,
Yeah,
kombucha.
yeah. This place is awesome. We got Uzbek food. We got Jamaican food, noodles, sushi, ramen, curry. And I gotta do the obligatory comparison with New York. This place reminds me of Chelsea Village on the west side. We have something in New York that looks almost exactly like this, very, very similar. I used to go in New York, in Manhattan, Chelsea Village.
Yeah, because here in Chelsea Village, you have a lot of Jamaican restaurants, like Jamaican.
Yeah, of course.
Because as you know, in New York, they have Jamaican.
Yeah. I
Also
come.
from Jamaica.
Yeah, I come from New York. Yeah.
Come from Jamaica.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks very similar. And so yeah, that place in New York looks very similar because in New York there's a lot of Jamaican restaurants, and Marina never had Jamaican food. And this guy is from Jamaica, so it's gonna be authentic Jamaican cuisine. Get Marina to try it. Really good food. So really glad we came here today, guys. This place is unbelievable. This place is off the charts. Really good place. So much stuff here. Amazing place. A city within a city. And so right now we got a kombucha for me, lemonade for the lady, and then we're waiting for our main courses as well. Thank you, sir. Thank you, looks great. And all right, perfect. All right, we got our food, Jamaican jerk pork, and what is this called?
Kurczak huli-huli.
Kurczak huli huli. That looks amazing. That looks amazing, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. All right, bon appetit to everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day. How is it? Good?
Tasty for me.
All right, let's give it a shot. I love this kind of food, guys. I absolutely do. It's impossible to find it in Eastern Europe. In Ukraine, you're never gonna find food like this. This is what I eat when I come to New York. This and good Mexican food. When we come back, when me and Marina went to New York, we had amazing Mexican food that you will never find in Eastern Europe. So let's try this out. Really, really good pork. Really good, really tasty, spicy. It's got the right spices on it. Has a little bit of a kick. Really, really good. Thank you, man. It was delicious, man.
No problem.
It was delicious. Thank you so much, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day, man.
Also.
We were over there. They got vegan noodles here. And they got more stuff over here. We didn't even see this stuff, this area right here. And they got a coffee shop here. They got some gnocchi, flam. This is awesome. This is amazing. It reminds me of the in New York City, the place I was talking about on the west side. Really good stuff. Really, really impressed. And Marina made a good point just now. She noticed they have these rails here and it has this kind of feel to it, really authentic feel with the rails. Yafo, that's Tel Aviv essentially. It's like a part of Tel Aviv, or it's a city near Tel Aviv. You've got that. Bazaar. Awesome place. We're gonna be coming back here many times, we feel, especially in the summer, for some street food. Right?
Right.
And actually what I like about this particular part of the city is that you kind of have this older building like in front of us, that one right there, and then you have these modern apartments. So it has this kind of unique style, you know, with these modern, super modern, these office buildings. We got WeWork over there, and then just down the street you got kind of an older residential building. And I personally love this style. I absolutely love this style because the infrastructure is all very, very modern. It's all you know, it's all new. They're building more streets, they're doing more things, and you got these awesome buildings over there, those high rises. You got a couple of American companies there, international brands, and then you have kind of a little bit older style here as well, not as modern but still cool, and everything kind of flows together, everything fits together. And here we have kind of the main residence, Krzybowska 43A Meneka residence, which is very modern, not out of place for where it is, kind of fits in and gives this neighborhood a very, very unique feel, which isn't an easy thing to do. There's a lot of cities in the world that completely mess this up. They can't mix modern with more traditional, but here they've seemed to done it perfectly fine. And take a look at this. They got this alley here. Looks awesome. Looks completely not out of place in a place like Manhattan. If you love my New York City analogies, you got the balconies here. Some a little bigger, some a little smaller, but you got a beautiful alley. You got this thing is also part of that, right? It's all the same kind of complex. Looks great. Well, got restaurants here. You have Ibis hotel brand, really cool hotel chain. And then on the other side you have a building that looks like that. I think it's awesome. I honestly think it doesn't look out of place or anything like that. I think it has this really cool vibe to it, you know, the new with the old. Really cool vibe here in Warsaw. And here we have a field which hopefully is going to be built something modern. But what I want to bring your attention to is that building over there. Take a look at that building, man. What an interesting building. Take a look how big it is. And they even have, I think, what are those, small balconies? Yeah, balconies. Those are all balconies. As you can see, the railing, at least that is what looks like to me from a distance here. And you have this crazy building right on the other side, a more modern building. I'm telling you, this city is a city of contrast, but I think it looks cool, honestly. I think it has a kind of a special feel to it. But one thing you're not gonna really find in New York City, and really in many American cities, if we're kind of continuing that comparison, is these wide sidewalks, right? This is exclusively a European thing. It's not a big kind of thing in America. In Kiev we have Krещатик, which is kind of that main street that has these big wide sidewalks. And that is why I really like Warsaw as well, because it's very spacious city. You have these big squares, big sidewalks. It's great for walking. Absolutely awesome for walking. And for something else, we're gonna be checking out this restaurant called Chaiwala, which is kind of an Indian place. Maybe get some tea over here, try something new. Alright, so this place looks really good. They got a lot of sandwiches, a lot of little snacks, and definitely we're gonna be trying out the sandwiches. But today we're gonna be going exclusively for the dessert. Maybe a combo offer with something tea or Indian sweets right here. So maybe tea with some of these Indian sweets. And they have a lot of these sweets. These are really good. I've tried a couple of these, but they all look amazing. They all look amazing. What do you think?
I think
We have to ask? We have to double check. We gotta get advice, professional advice here. And here are our snacks. We got number 1, which is rasgula. Some kind of cheese, it says. Milk cheese dipped in sugar syrup. And number 8 is made matichur ladu, made mainly with gram flour, sugar, and spices. So just something to taste. Is that number 8? Number 8, right?
Yes.
Number 8, yeah. All right, we're gonna be trying this. Bon appetit, guys. Look at that. Looks amazing. Really, really good. All Indian food is good. All Indian sweets is good. Really good. Which one do you like more? You like this one? Or
Yeah, I like this one.
you like this one more? Yeah.
And you?
Yeah, maybe also. I don't know. It's so similar. Really good. And we got the obligatory tea as well. This is masala tea, which is kind of tea with milk, and some green tea for the lady. So we had this. I had this masala tea. This green tea is unlike any other green tea. It's special. It's like it has such nice flavor. It's just incredible green tea. We got this, and then we also ordered number 7. These bowls made with chickpeas, flour, and dry fruits. Gonna be trying that out. And the masala tea is really good. I was in India a long time ago, for a little bit in Bombay, in Mumbai, and they had this thing like on every corner. There's lots of people getting it. Really, really good. Really delicious, this masala chai. And now we got the 3rd set of these things. Let's try this out. Looks amazing. It's got some nuts and some other things, and I love it. I love Indian sweets. Really, really great. Let's try this out. This is really good. This is probably my favorite one. What do you think? This is really good, right?
Similar to halwa.
Yeah, actually, yeah. It's similar. It's similar to halwa. That's a good point. If you guys never tried halwa, it's this kind of Middle Eastern Turkish kind of sweet. Really, really good. It's called halwa or halwa. I had it all the time, and this is very similar. It's really good, actually. I think this could be my favorite one out of the 3 of them. Really good. What do you think?
And my favorite one is number 8.
You like number 8?
Yes, I like this one.
You like this one, the one that we had previously? Yeah, really good. We finished everything here, and I gotta be honest with you, this place is amazing. They got these beautiful murals on the wall, the beautiful kind of paintings. Very authentic place, a very good place. Lots of good food, and we're gonna be trying. I want to come back because we just had food at the Jamaican place, the Jamaican street food. But I want to try all these sandwiches. I want to try the burgers because this is very, very unique Indian food. It's not that traditional Indian food that you typically have at a traditional Indian restaurant. Coffee, hot chocolate, a lot of unique stuff over here. Because honestly, we're just scraping the top of the barrel, so to speak. So we're definitely gonna be coming back. That food was really, really good, and obviously we only had the sweets. We definitely need to come back because there was a lot of people ordering a lot of these smaller plates, and so that is a place that's definitely on our list, right? We're gonna be coming back for sure to that place. And everything was delicious, everything was good, really nice ambience in that place, design, decor, really cool place. It's amazing what kind of places you can find here in Warsaw. I mean, it's just, who would have known? Like, I had no idea they have these such great restaurants. Here we have a park, kind of an alley here, / park. And who do we have here? Felix Papa Stam. There you go. A boxer, looks like. He's got boxing gloves. Maybe he was a very famous boxer. Checking out these interesting places like we did today with the Jamaican jerk chicken that I have never seen anywhere. Well, I haven't seen outside the United States for sure, but I really haven't seen it much in Europe. And also checking out this Indian restaurant here. It reminds me of the time I lived in Vilnius, Lithuania, and I found I had like really good Mexican food in Vilnius, Lithuania. But in Kiev and in Ukraine, you really can't find good Mexican food. I mean, they try. There are Mexican restaurants in Kiev and other cities, but it's nowhere the same as is the case in, you know, it's nowhere even close to what is traditional Mexican food. And the reason I'm saying all that is because the fact that we're here in Central Europe, far away from Jamaica, far away from India, and yet we find all these very local kind of places, right? Like Jamaican jerk chicken, you know, with a Jamaican guy cooking, and then this Indian place, which is not even a traditional kind of Indian place, but kind of like Indian street food. That is saying a lot, because in Ukraine you really cannot find it. I mean, it's very hard to find this kind of food and it be kind of authentic. And so the fact that we found it here, and anyway, as we were going back, I was looking at the best way of going home, and I found an Argentinian restaurant with like amazing reviews, and like the top review from like an Argentinian guy who says something like, as an Argentinian, I really love the empanadas over there. Empanada is like it's like a pierogi, like it's a type of Argentinian pierogi, essentially. And I'm like, what? They have an Argentinian place? Like, it's actually nearby here. And so that says a lot, right? This is, you know, it means that this city attracts, you know, talent from around the world, that people come here, they open up authentic restaurants. Because in Ukraine, it's impossible like to get like truly authentic, you know, this kinds of food. And that means the city has a lot of promise in terms of like trying out, you know, unique food, because Marina has never had, you know, Jamaican food. Have you had like maybe Argentinian empanadas in New York, right?
Yes.
In New York we had empanadas. And so there's a lot of options. This kind of Indian food, very unique. And so that opens up another kind of avenue for trying out different types of food. And it's affordable too, it's economic, that we couldn't really have access to back in Eastern Europe. And take a look in front of us, how, you know, how modern everything is, right? You have this tall building, this big square, super modern, you know, and then, you know, you cross over to a couple of streets over and you're gonna find something, you know, a couple of decades old, which is kind of cool, because this place seems to have it all. And it's big enough where you don't feel like you keep walking the same streets over and over again, and yet where you can still explore new areas, new neighborhoods, find new restaurants, find new gems, new coffee shops. And that makes the city very interesting and enjoyable at the same time. And look what we got over there, Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Maybe this is gonna be our spot over here for breakfast. Checking it out. They got a menu, burgers and more. We gotta be checking out this place at some point. So check this out. They got this building here, this tall building, but it seems like they made kind of a cutout so that this building has light. So they didn't build it all the way down. They put 3 columns here, and that way this building has light. Because if they would have done the whole thing, this building would have no light. I am pretty sure that's kind of why they did it, because as you can see, that's where it ends and that's where it begins. And that's pretty cool. Like, that's an awesome design if that's why they did it. That's pretty interesting. Very unique. I don't think they would have done the same in the United States, to be honest with you.